Okay, so last time we created these two floor pieces, and let's press play here for a second. We might have to adjust our camera eventually, just when we get into some actual gameplay. So that looks pretty good. Let's take a look at the walls for a moment. And being an environment artist is an actual job. So you can essentially just make a living if you're having a lot of fun doing this. Feel free to email me if you need additional advice or to see some of my past graduates' portfolios that got jobs doing this. But let's go ahead and let's just grab some textures for the walls. All right, so here's our scanned fabric texture that we got from textures.com. We have 14 left. So let's go ahead and just type in wallpaper. Let me adjust that because uh, wallpaper is one word. There we go. And let's see what comes up. So this is kind of nice. These are some, depends on what you're going for. If we're going for like a 70s house, you can get something like this. Generally, on that houseplans.com site, they have enough pictures. Now, wallpaper is sort of an older thing. Um, not a lot of places actually use wallpaper. I mean, not a lot of homes have wallpaper unless they're outdated. So let's say that this house. Let's try to find something cool. Let's just step back for a moment and take a look. So this, I believe, was the dining room. Or wait, where's the? Is there a kitchen? No, on this floor, this does not have a kitchen. So this is just kind of like an extra room, like a hangout room. Here's the patio. Um, and this is like the big family room. So let's just so you can learn how to do it. Let's go back and grab any kind of wallpaper that's tiled. So I kind of like purple and brown, but I don't see any purple in there. Let's see. These are seamless. Let's go with this guy. All right. So here's our seamless. Here's one I can use one credit for. So let's grab this. It's got a little bit of purple in there. So and we use that credit, and we're gonna name this flower underscore wallpaper underscore 01. And we're going to save that to the desktop. And actually, as you bring them into your project, you can 100% just delete them out with time. So let's just go into our textures folder here. Let's right click and let's do import new asset. And let's grab that wallpaper. Now, the way to apply it is you can actually just click on a wall here. So I selected this. I'm going to hold shift and you can actually apply materials just to certain areas. So you can hear it says select by material, and then they have material editor. Now in here, it's looking for a node to add in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and inside the folder rather. So this is our materials folder, and I'm going to create a new folder, or I'm sorry, create a new material rather. So right here, and I'm just going to call this material flower underscore wallpaper underscore 01. So it coincides with it. And then on this, I'm going to grab that flower wallpaper and I'm going to drop it in the base map here. Now I'm going to grab this and drop it into two. Oops, let me undo that. Sorry, my computer's acting a little, it's running out of memory or something. And it's pretty powerful, so I'm surprised. But usually I'd leave that in two because one had its own slot. And you could see if we press Alt plus the 1 key. So if I select these two and I hit Alt plus 1, you can see that it did apply. Let's see, Alt plus 2. Oh, apply Alt Control click Shift click. Um, doesn't look like it, but I think I know why. So let's select both of these and let's apply that. And then let's close this and let's go to our UV editor and see if it applied our texture. Didn't look like it did, huh? See, maybe our texture isn't. Yeah, it didn't take it. So let's try that one more time. Let's drop that in here. There we go. Now it appears. Now what we can do is with that flower texture is we can select both of those and have our UV editor open, and they're over here. So as I move this around, I can scale this up or shrink it or whatever. And then what's nice about this is anywhere I want this flower texture to be, so I'm holding shift here. Remember we have a door here. I hit Alt and then 1 and it applies it. And let's knock out this too. There we go. And then Alt plus 1. And I'm going to actually grab these verts too while we're at it and just hit W and just kind of line that up with the wall. So there's a lot of fine tuning. Now, something else we should do, and actually, let's just grab this here. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going to try to, let's go to our top view here and grab these. And when you click on these, it'll spin your camera around. So you get more of a perspective versus orthographic. And I'm just lining it up so it lines up with the flooring. Something else we might want to do is add some baseboards. So I'm going to new shape here. And I'm going to just make a little cube down at the bottom here. And then I'm going to hit F to focus and just press W. And I mean, this is a pretty huge baseboard. And these aren't not lining up right. So let's just grab that edge here. Just kind of move it over just a little bit. Okay, so back to our baseboard. I'm going to hit F to focus. Move it down. And, you know, again, lots of fine tuning. So, and then, come on, there we go. Actually push this here, and then we get like a different color baseboard. And just go all the way. Let's hit F to focus. Just go all the way to the wall. And then I could hold shift and then give myself a little bit of a little groove there. And then hold shift again and extrude that out. And then this door, I'm going to bring it in just a little bit. I'll hit R, make it a little bit thinner. I'm going to show you a trick in a second on what we can do with this. Let's go ahead and go back to face mode. I'm going to highlight all of this. And let's see. We can duplicate faces, and then I'm going to hit W, and that became its own object. And I'm going to center pivot. So I hit W, and you'll notice that my pivot point is all the way over here. So I'm going to hit center pivot here. And then now I can actually, oh, it looks like it did not like that. So let me undo that. And let's see if that messes it up. Duplicate faces? Yeah, it did not like that. Well, I guess what we can do is select this face, move it here, hold shift, and then move that here, hold shift again, select these faces and press delete. Oh, select these faces and then press, yeah, delete. Oh, I think it's backspace. Yeah, backspace is the delete key. All right, so let's select these faces over here. I'm going to hit F to focus. So it gets a little tough. You could do it with individual cubes. And I'm going to hold shift to extrude out a face. And that gives us this face here. I don't know if you guys can see it. Just something like that. And then same as before. And then hit shift. The alternative to this is we just go back and do new shape and then cube and then just kind of drag out another cube on the floor and move that up. So whatever you feel most comfortable with. And then that's like a little, just kind of move these all the way to the edge here. Same thing with this wall here. I kind of like the idea of this going all the way to the wall like that. You can see with that baseboard. Now, another trick to texturing, you are going to have to use wallpaper, or sorry, you are going to have to use textures. But here's something else that I'd like you to do your baseboards. You can actually select all the vertices. And you could do something called vertex painting. And so what vertex painting does is it doesn't add a texture, but when it changes the way the color, the lighting is perceived. So, for example, let's hit apply. Say I want to apply like a color here, and actually we need to apply this a texture to this in order to get it to work. So we could actually just reuse the default uh, material here, and then here, let's close this out for a second. So we have this, and then we could just, oh, this is the data folder. We want materials for ProBuilder. Um, so let's apply this here. Notice it made it purple. And then we apply it here. You can also just make a regular material. So in our models folder, just create a generic material. And then you won't get the ProBuilder grid. And just name this VC for vertex colors. And then you drag this material onto that baseboard. And then let's see if that receives any vertex colors. It might not. Looks like it didn't. But let's see, vertex colors. Apply. Yeah, so we'll have to change that material, actually, the VC material to, I think there's one called, I think there is a material, let's see. Standard, yeah. So if we just go, well, standard looks like it's not working. Do Oh, we have to go universal render pipeline, and then in here we could do, I think, simple lit, and then will that work? No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, we might have to standard vertex color. Yeah, that's the one we want. Let's see if that works on this one. If we select all these, change it to ProBuilder. No, that's not going to work. Okay, let's undo that. Yeah, I mean, ideally, I guess what we can do is we might have to make a new material just for vertex colors, but or just make a texture, get a texture for that, and or leave it white. I mean, it doesn't look too bad, right? The white baseboards. So if we just use this generic vertex color thing here. So essentially your assignment is to go in and just texture all the walls and the floors.